Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Chill English channel. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Jake. Thanks for joining us today. Before we begin, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us keep creating more lessons for you.
Today, we're talking about something you'll use in almost every conversation: how to talk about yourself in English.
Right. Think about it. When you meet someone new, the first thing they want to know is who you are. Whether you're in class, at work, or even on a trip, people often start with, "Tell me about yourself."
And if you can do that confidently, you'll feel more relaxed. People will understand you clearly, and you'll make a good first impression.
But if you freeze or don't know what to say, it can feel awkward. That's why today we're going to give you simple, clear steps to introduce yourself and share important details.
We'll cover your name, where you're from, your family, your daily routine, your hobbies, and even your future goals. By the end, you'll be able to describe yourself naturally in English.
Let me ask you something. Why do you think it's important to practice this?
Because it's like opening a door. Talking about yourself is the first step in connecting with someone new.
Exactly. Think about when you meet a classmate. They'll probably ask, "What's your name?" Or at work, "Where are you from?"
And in a job interview, you almost always hear, "Please tell me about yourself."
If you've practiced, you'll be ready. If you haven't, you might get nervous or forget what to say.
And here's something important. When you practice talking about yourself, you're not just improving your English, you're also building your confidence.
Right. You're learning to share your story in a simple, strong way.
So don't think of this as a small thing. It's one of the most useful skills you can learn.
Okay, let's move on to the basics. The easiest place to begin is with your name. You can say, "My name is Jake," or simply, "I'm Jake."
After that, people usually want to know where you're from. You might say, "I'm from England," or "I'm from Brazil, but I live in Madrid."
That's great. And if you've moved somewhere, you can say, "I'm originally from Korea, but now I live in Canada."
Some people like to add their age. That's your choice. If you want to share, you can say, "I'm 25 years old," or simply, "I'm 25.
Then, people often ask, "What do you do?" If you're working, you can say, "I'm a teacher," or "I work in a hospital."
And if you're studying, you could say, "I'm a student. I study engineering."
After that, you can give a short detail about your family. Nothing too long, just something simple like, "I live with my parents," or "I have one brother and two sisters."
Let's put it all together. Hi, my name is Sophia. I'm from England, and I live in London. I'm 28 years old, and I work as a teacher. In my family, I have my parents and one younger brother.
Perfect. That's short, simple, and easy to understand.
Exactly. And that's all you need for the basics: name, place, age, job or studies, and a small detail about your family.
Once you've practiced that, you'll be ready for more, like talking about your daily routine.
So, now that you can share the basics, let's go a little deeper. Another thing people often ask about is your daily life.
Yeah, you might hear questions like, "What do you do every day?" Or, "Can you tell me about your routine?"
And the good news is, you don't need to describe every little detail, just the main parts: morning, afternoon, and evening.
For example, you could say, "I wake up at 7. I brush my teeth, take a shower, and eat breakfast. Then I go to school."
Or, then I go to work. See, that's already clear.
In the afternoon, you might add something like, "I usually have lunch at 1. After that, I work on my computer or attend classes. Sometimes I meet my friends."
And in the evening, you could say, "I come home around 6. I have dinner with my family. I watch TV. I study English.
At night, you might finish with, I go to bed at 10, or I usually sleep late because I like reading.
Put it all together and it sounds like this. I wake up at 7, brush my teeth, take a shower, and have breakfast. Then I go to work. In the afternoon, I have lunch and continue working. In the evening, I come home, eat dinner, and watch TV. At night, I study English and go to bed at 10.
See how simple that is? Short sentences, clear order, easy for anyone to understand.
And here's a little tip. You can make your routine more interesting by adding hobbies or small details. For example, I go jogging in the morning, or I play football in the evening.
Yeah, I could say, in the morning, I drink coffee while I read the news. In the evening, I sometimes play guitar.
And I might say, I listen to podcasts while I cook dinner. Adding these small things makes your daily routine sound more natural.
Okay, let's practice hobbies more closely. When someone asks, what do you like doing in your free time, you can answer with simple phrases. I like, I enjoy, my favorite hobby is, or I love.
For example, I like reading books, or I enjoy listening to music.
My favorite hobby is cooking, or I love playing football.
You can also talk about things you do sometimes, like I sometimes go hiking, or I usually watch movies at home.
And if you have more than one hobby, connect them with and, like, I like reading books and listening to music. I also enjoy cooking on weekends.
Let me give you a full example. Hi, I'm Sophia. I like reading books and listening to music. My favorite hobby is cooking. On weekends, I play football with my friends. These activities make me happy and relaxed.
That's great. Notice how it's short, but it tells a lot about you.
Exactly. When you talk about hobbies, you don't need long sentences or complicated words. Just clear, friendly answers.
So let's give our listeners a small challenge.
Good idea. Think of one hobby you like. Now, make 2 or 3 sentences about it. For example, I like painting. I usually paint in the evenings. I enjoy it because it makes me feel calm.
Or, I love playing football. I usually play with my friends on Saturday mornings. It's fun and good exercise.
See? That's simple, but it helps people understand you better.
And the more you practice, the easier it becomes to talk about yourself.
Right. And talking about your daily life and hobbies is also a great way to keep a conversation going.
Exactly. It shows a little of your personality.
And it makes you more interesting to talk to.
All right, we've covered your daily routine and hobbies. What's next?
Next, we'll move into something really powerful, sharing your goals and dreams.
So far, we've talked about the basics, your daily routine, and your hobbies. Now let's go a little deeper. Your goals and your dreams.
Yes, this is such an important part because it shows people who you are and what you want in the future.
And it's also very motivating. When you share your goals, people understand your passion.
You can use really simple phrases. For example, I want to, my dream is to, or in the future, I hope to.
Like, I want to become a doctor, or my dream is to travel around the world.
Or in the future, I hope to speak English fluently.
That's a good one. Let me give you a full example. Hi, I'm Jake. My dream is to become a teacher. I want to help people learn English and feel confident. In the future, I hope to travel to many countries and meet new people.
See? That's just a few sentences, but it gives a clear picture of who you are and what you want in the future.
And it's also very motivating. When you share your goals, people understand your passion.
And here's a tip. When you talk about your goals, speak slowly. Use short sentences. Don't worry if your English isn't perfect. The important thing is to communicate.
Okay. Now let's talk about some common mistakes learners make when introducing themselves. The first one is speaking too fast. When you're nervous, you want to finish quickly, but that makes it hard for others to understand.
The solution? Slow down. Take a breath. It's better to speak clearly than quickly.
The second mistake is using sentences that are too long. For example, I am a person who likes reading books, playing football, listening to music, and sometimes cooking in the kitchen.
That's a lot in one breath. Instead, break it into smaller sentences. I like reading books. I play football. I enjoy listening to music. I sometimes cook. Much easier.
The third mistake is forgetting basic grammar. Learners might say, name Jake, live Toronto.
That sounds confusing. The solution is simple structures. My name is Jake. I live in Toronto.
Remember, you don't need complicated grammar. Clear and correct sentences are always better.
And don't worry about being perfect. Communication is more important than perfection.
Exactly. Practice every day, even just for 5 minutes. Talk to yourself in the mirror, record your voice, or practice with a friend.
The more you repeat, the more confident you'll feel.
Let's do a little practice right now. Ready? Repeat after me. Hello, my name is Jake. I'm from Canada. I'm 30 years old. I work as a teacher.
Great. Now let's add daily life. I wake up at 7. I eat breakfast and go to work. In the evening, I come home, eat dinner, and study English.
Perfect. And finally, hobbies and goals. I like reading books and listening to music. My dream is to travel to many countries.
See? You just introduced yourself in English.
And if you keep practicing like this every day, it will feel more natural and easy.
Remember, learning English isn't about being perfect. It's about connection.
Every time you talk about yourself, you're not only practicing English, you're also building your confidence.
So don't be shy. Practice your name, your daily life, your hobbies, and your goals. That's enough to start real conversations.
And each small step brings you closer to fluency.
We believe in you. Keep going, and you'll be proud of how much you can say in English.
Thank you so much for joining us today, friends.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Chill English channel for more lessons.
Keep practicing, keep smiling.
And we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.